What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Vlogmas 2024 video. I have no idea what day it is because I'm recording these at a whole different rate, but happy Vlogmas Day, and you guys tell me in the comments what day it is. On today's video, we're actually going to be ranking every single brand, and it's not really every single brand, just the brands that are like USBC approved and PBA approved. So like basically Motive, the brands of Storm, and the brands of Brunswick. Those are the brands that we're gonna review list. It's 11 brands in total. Before we get into the list, a couple things to keep in mind. One, this is 100% just my opinion. This is just how I feel. There's no rhyme or reason. It's nothing to do with sales or anything like that. Just my opinion. So that out of the way. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're on the way to 50,000 subscribers. It would be pretty cool if by the end of this month we can get there. We're gonna need a whole lot of help. Coolwick.com, promo code Napoles10. They get you 10% off your entire order. Down below in the description, there's a link where you can order these chamois. And with that out of the way, let's just get right into it. So there's 11 brands in total. So basically, we're talking Motive, the 3 brands of Storm, which are Storm, Rotogrip, 900 Global, and then the 7 brands of Brunswick, which are Brunswick, Hammer, Track, Ebonite, Deviate, Radical, and Columbia 300. So 11 brands. Again, this is just my opinion. It's nothing to do with rhyme or reason or anything like that. One big thing to keep in mind in this ranking is that I'm not taking into consideration the other brands within the umbrella, right? So if I'm talking about Brunswick, it's only the Brunswick balls. If I'm talking about Rotogrip, it's only the Rotogrip balls. It's not taking into account Storm or 900 Global or any of the brands that fall in that umbrella. All right, so we're gonna start at the bottom, and the number 11 brand for me is Columbia 300. I did not match up with a single Columbia 300 ball this year. And I'm not saying that the brand is bad. I just couldn't find a way to match up with them. Even when I transitioned from one-handed to two-handed, I drilled one of their balls two-handed, the Ricochet Pearl, and I just didn't match up with them. I know that there's people that love Columbia 300, and I know that there's people that really match up with that brand. I just was not one of them. And of course, in any kind of list, there's always going to be a last place. And for me, it was the Columbia 300 brand. All right, so coming in at number 10, right? So now we're in the top 10, is Radical. And again, this is one of those things where I really didn't match up with any of their balls this year. Like, I can't even really think of one that I really liked. I can only think of the ones that I did not like. And, you know, very similar to Columbia 300. I know that there's people that love Radical. There's people who swear up and down by Radical. I was not one of those people. I had really high hopes for the Rattler Big Bite because of how popular the Rattler was. I'd never had the Rattler. And it just, I didn't like it. I did not like it. Now coming in at number 9 is the first of these brands that there was some balls that I really liked within the brand, and that is the Ebonite brand. I really liked the One Reverb, and I also liked the Real Time. I thought that those balls were pretty good, but I only reviewed, I think, like 3 balls from the Ebonite line this year, from when I became a free agent till now. So it was very limited in the amount of balls that I reviewed and had access to. Maybe next year, because I'm planning on doing this next year as well, maybe next year Ebonite will be a little bit high, and I think it will be a little bit higher next year, just because I'll have access to more and more stuff throughout the year. And then now number 8, and number 8 and 9 was one of them that I really thought about flip-flopping, and I kept going back and forth. But number 8 on the list is going to be 900 Global. I mean, there was not a lot of bowling balls that came out this year for the 900 Global brand, and within them there was just a lot of like duplicates, right? Like the Harsh Reality was basically a reality, so it wasn't anything new. And the Harsh Reality Pearl was like the same color as the Harsh Reality, so that threw off a lot of people. And then the Exponent Pearl I had very, very high hopes for because of how much I liked the Exponent, and it just didn't match up. I never reviewed the Origin, so maybe had I reviewed that one, it would have like maybe swayed my opinion. But yeah, 900 Global is number 8. Coming in at number 7, we are talking Track. Again, there was a few balls in the Track lineup that I really liked, like the Criterion I thought was really good. The Stealth Hybrid I thought was really good. But when you start to think of all the brands that are above it, it was pretty easy for me to put it where it is. Basically, all of these brands from like 7 to 1 were brands that I really liked and that I really matched up with. But because there was only like 3 or 4 track balls, I had to put it where it was. Now coming in at number 6, so just outside of the top 5, I'm putting DV8 at number 6. There was one ball in particular, the Wicked Collision, that I really was a fan of. But that was like the only ball that I really matched up with that I really liked. And that alone bumped it up a few spots, but I couldn't get it into the top 5. So DV8 for me is in number 6. And again, guys, this is all my opinion. I would love to hear where you would rank all of these brands. If you would share with that with me in the comments, I think that would be really cool. I would love to maybe look through the comments and then redo this list showing what the popularity was from you guys, but you have to let me know in the comments. All right, so number 5, drum roll please. Number 5, Brunswick is coming in at number 5. And there was a few of the Brunswick balls that I really loved. And look, I'm doing this without any notes. The only notes I have here is my list of the brands. So I'm just doing this kind of like on the fly. The Vaporize and the Ethos Hybrid, for me, were 2 balls that I really matched up with, that I really loved, and that for sure was going to make this brand go into the top 5. So now, number 4 on the list is Roto Grip. And pretty obvious, like Roto Grip is a really good brand. It's not the best brand under that umbrella, but they made some really good balls this year, like Optimum Idol, Attention Star, balls like that, really good. And so yeah, so now we're going to be into the top 3 brands, and I think that there's going to be some talk or, oh, why did he do this, blah blah blah, whatever. But coming in at number 3, I have Storm at number 3, and I'm not saying that because I left Storm this year or anything like that. I didn't leave Storm because of the bowling balls, right? That had nothing to do with it. But coming in at number 3, I have Storm Bowling. Really a complete brand. Like, Storm does the right thing. But the reason I ended up dropping it from outside of the top 2 into the top 3 is because when they went over from 4K Fast to Reactagloss, I matched up with 0 of the polished balls. Just did not like it. Now, towards the end of the year that we have the Power Edge finish, I think that it had Storm, had Power Edge all year, I think easily it could have been number 1. But when you take away all of the shiny balls that I just did not match up with, and that I had to change the surface to my own bottle of Step 2 or to Power Edge at the Pro Shop, that's why it dropped from like 1 or 2 down to number 3. But still, like, top 3 is a really good thing. Top 3 is still a very complete brand in the grand scheme of things, okay? Now coming in at number 2, Motive, right? So Motive is number 2. That means that kind of gives away what number 1 is. But Motive is a really good brand, very complete brand. And it's tough because they're the only one that's by themselves, right? Storm has 3 brands. Brunswick has 7 brands. Motive is just one brand ran by the Wilburs. And I'll be honest with you, like, there was a time, like when I first put this list together, I thought Motive was going to be number 1. I'm a really big fan of their solids. I think that their solids do like the right thing, especially when I can keep the balls in front of me. And then the pearls are for sure getting better. Like the Primal Rage Evolution for sure catapulted this ball into the top 3, and now it solidified itself into the top 2. Motive, yeah, and it goes back to a lot of my roots, right? The first staff company I was ever with was Motive, and like I said, a very complete brand. And now, in my opinion, the number 1 brand that I reviewed this year is Hammer. And honestly, guys, it's really not even close. Like the Effect Tour, the Purple Hammer, the Hazmat Solid, the Widows. It's such a complete brand from top to bottom. They had probably my favorite ball of the year in the Effect Tour. The Effect, I talked about that basically all year, how much I like that ball. The Purple Hammer is the best urethane on the market. It's really not even close how good of a brand Hammer is. And then I know that I said I wasn't going to talk about sales or anything, but when you talk about sales in the pro shop, my pro shop is telling me that Hammer had the most sales of any brand of all of them. So it's not just me liking them, it's also people at the pro shops liking them. A lot of you guys really loving this brand. So real quickly to recap, we got Columbia 300, Radical, Ebonite, 900 Global, Track, Deviate, Brunswick, Rotogrip, and then the top 3, Storm, Motive, Hammer. Let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think about this top 11, ranking all the brands? I don't think I've ever seen anyone on YouTube do this, but let me know. Let me know what you think about this list, and if you think that I should maybe next year add some of the other brands like Swag. Yeah, Chris is giving me the thumbs down. But let me know in the comments what you guys think, and we'll see you tomorrow on another Vlogmas video.